All right. We are back. Doesn't look like the purple one is loading up. So I'm gonna have to restart that
You're
one.
awesome!
But hello. Yes, Luca is right. We are so back. Let's see. Hold on, guys. I gotta restart Twitch. It's not running correctly. Karen, Tarot, Bar, Forge, thank you for being the first ones here. No Name, Yobama, Money, J Money, BMC, Feisty, hello, and of course, thank you so much, Luca. I appreciate that as well. Let me see. I'm waiting for that to finish doing what it's doing. We're up even already on TikTok. TikTok is running. We're up in all the places that do things. Hi, Sherry. We are back from vacation. And happy 1 day belated birthday to Feisty, her official birthday. I know I already sang happy birthday to her, but we'll go ahead and give her a happy birthday. Hey, Dolores. Hey, Nelly. Thank you so much. Neely, sorry, for the welcome backs. I appreciate it. Hi, Ryan. Hello. Let's try to get this one working again. Guys, keep double tapping that screen, run it all the way up. Well, I'm back, so welcome. Yes, remember to like the screen, hit subscribe, hit follow. There we go. Now we're up on all of the places. Thanks, Logan. Well, thanks, Dolores. I appreciate that. I really do. We're back, and we're back. And a lot happened in the news. A lot happened in the news. So we'll just have to see, you know. Hey, Corey. I'm going to put Corey up here. Corey says, yo, welcome back, Ari. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Yes, I hope everybody that is coming in now, that's trickling back on in, I hope you guys all had an amazing Thanksgiving day, had a good holiday, and Twitch broke again. Are we live or are we not? Error, failed to connect. Okay, let's try this again. Pressing buttons again. Sorry, doing a bunch of things. Hi, Chris. Heck yeah. Yeah, I hope you guys, everybody enjoyed your holiday. Happy happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. If not, then I hope you just had a good day off from work. If you weren't working, if you did work, thank you for your service. For working on a holiday when everyone else is off. If you happen to work in retail, I'm sorry for your loss. Because I think that no one should have to work on federal holidays. And I mean, like, no one. It'd be great if no one did. Oh, that's awesome, Logan. Get in the box. Call the box. You are back, Phantom, Lainey, Hank, hello. We're back. It's Monday. I am back in a lovely state where it was dark and dreary all day today, and yeah, it felt like it. Felt like I was home. That's for sure. I know I'm missing context here, Neely. That's funny. No Name, her birthday was yesterday. Yes, it's been a week. Hi, Olive. Hey, everybody. Bishop, hello, welcome back. Cabin, Mnemonic, Shar, welcome back. Says it's your first time chatting, so thank you. David, okay, I think I've gotten everybody on that one. It's harder to manage on the other ones. A bunch of things. It is, Olive. It is your birthday month. It is the month of December. That is very true. Oh, well, thank you, Raina. Oh my goodness. Headphones on too. Hello, Yami. Oh gosh. Wow. Guys, this is awesome. What's happening here? Ooh, Char, thank you for becoming a sub. I appreciate that. 3 times shoveling sidewalks. That's crazy. I don't miss anywhere that has snow. Thank you, Char. Hi, Onion. Onion, I think you tried to join the Discord. Can you just try again and just upload a screenshot of your account so I know it's you? Thank you for the clapping seal. I love the jewels. 36 on December 17th, Helen. Well, happy early birthday to your son. You know they can't. David just became a 3-month sub. Thank you, David, so much for that. Oh gosh, should we just run right into it? See if we get anything. Do we get any bites or whatnot? We'll see. We'll see. Run right into it. How about... Do y'all remember? I'm just curious. Hey! Welcome back. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Okay. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hey.
Hi, how old are you?
22.
22. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
My penis fuck my...
Sounds like a personal problem, my guy. I'm sure you can find a urologist to help you out with whatever is happening. Hi, Eric. Hello, everybody. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Forever.
Gonna say that's a no. Well, already back to the normal. Yeah, his Tic Tac. That's an accurate statement, more than likely. Everyone, if you don't mind, take out your headphones. Actually, I'll play nice. Go away. Okay, thanks. Probably. You don't have headphones on, or turn it down, whichever way needs to go. We're back, guys. We are back. All right, well, that's fine. I'll just do my normal. We'll go ahead and talk about what happened in the news, right? So unfortunately, as everybody knows, we had a shooting incident in our state capital, a couple blocks from the White House, where a man who was an asylum seeker granted asylum by the Trump administration that came over on a program after working with the CIA, so past CIA level background checks and shit, shot them. One died. One is still, as far as we know, in critical condition, and that was absolutely unfortunate. And that should not have happened. And then we fast forward through all of this, right? And what do we find out? Does everybody remember how I had been talking to people about the fact that Donald Trump was calling for the death penalty for Congress and members of Congress for making a video with the blanket statement, hey, just a friendly reminder, don't follow unlawful orders. And then we find out that unlawful orders were given and followed on the boat attacks that we're conducting off of Venezuela. Okay. Somebody asking me, also incorrect. Sedition does not call for execution per the United States law. And since they're all civilians, that's not how that works at all. Okay. I like how you guys are just so dumb. So Google America First in my comment section. I encourage you to do a thought exercise here. Hit up that Google machine, Grok, DuckDuckGo, Ask Jeeves, whichever one you need to go to. And I encourage you to type in there criminal penalty for sedition. Don't add any context, just criminal penalty for sedition. It's not punishable by death. It's a max of 10 years or 20 years. So you're woefully misinformed. Woefully misinformed. And then for somebody that got upset because I said unfortunate, yes, it's absolutely unfortunate anytime that somebody dies in a malicious way. I can always do what MAGA does best, or sorry, Republicans do best. I forget that Donald Trump said that MAGA's dead. But Republicans do best and just say thoughts and prayers. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hi, how old are you? 38. Are you still supporting Donald Trump? Okay. Where is he? Okay. Yeah. Saw that coming. You think you're surprising me or not? Like, ooh, wow. Ooh. Hi, how old are you? 40? Are you still supporting Donald Trump? Okay, well, thanks, man. Just a reminder, if you're not still supporting Donald Trump, you're not the demographic that I'm looking for. So that's how that works. Y'all are so weird. Thank you for the laughing disco. I appreciate that. But yeah, I do love. Oh, I forgot to do that. Sorry, guys. No, I never miss the trolls, but it's just not cost efficient to use a call screener for me on my own. So there is that problem. Okay. Because there are no callers for those that are doing that. That's funny. Ooh, that can come off. Guys, if you are watching over on TikTok, be sure to be double tapping that screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up. We should have already been at 25,000 in the next 2 minutes, honestly. So let's go ahead and get the likes up. Let's go ahead and send in your daily heart me if you haven't already. And if you are a Trumper in the chat and you haven't hit that request to join button, there is something actually wrong with you, and perhaps you need to do that. Or I guess my moderators can just spam invite you until you just continue to decline, and then you'll just get kicked out of it. So that's the message to all of the mods on that one. But we'll go ahead and go from here so we can continue to talk about everything else that happened in the news. Caroline Levitt actually admitted today that it was absolutely an order given by Pete Hegseth and everyone under him that said, yeah, go ahead and finish killing off the people that were hanging on to the side of the boat, even though that's literally against our own Department of War's law of war. Specifically, it does actually state people that are just hanging out on the side of a boat. Like, they admitted it. Hi, how old are you? Oh, you have an echo. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you doing?
Doing well. How old are you?
I am, gosh, I'm 42.
42. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I still am supporting Donald Trump.
Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 11 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Just 2 days ago, he got Saudi Arabia to invest $1 trillion fucking dollars.
Okay, cool. Where can I
To the
find that
United States.
investment? Is it written on stone, paper? Do we have a sign agreement filed with the State Department?
You know the Saudi Arabian king? He
Okay,
sat down
let's
with
try
Trump,
this again. Is
and
there
he.
a signed document that I can find the agreement of an investment that's filed
I'm
with the
sure that
State
you can.
Department?
I'm sure that you
Signed
can.
agreement from Saudi Arabia to
$1
invest
trillion investment.
$1 trillion. Sorry, I wanted to say it that way for funds. Let's see. Searching. They just announced the commitment. Oh, there's
Yeah,
no
and
legally
here's the
binding
thing.
deal. Got it. There's nothing legally binding. Okay, so there's actually
Yeah, well,
nothing signed. So we just don't know because you can promise things, and because it's an international, it's another country. We can't do anything if they renege.
You know what? Here's what's crazy is that every single, not every, before Donald Trump was in it, he had people committing investments. Throughout his 11 months, he's had people continued bringing money from other countries because they know
But they're not
America's the
bringing
hottest.
money in because they just made a promise that, again, they
Um,
don't have to follow through on, especially, again, if it's from another country because we have no recourse if they break their word.
Yeah,
So, like,
so
whereas
the
if we had a
Saudi
company
Arabian
that
king,
actually, like, had promised this,
yeah,
we would have, like, word is bond in certain states, specifically states like Texas, right? And if we actually had made an agreement or had an agreement of an investment and then it wasn't followed through on, we would have some kind of recourse if it was an
so
American
you're trying to look
person
at
or an
all the other
American
things
company.
surrounding the situation instead of actually looking at the situation. You're getting all the other stuff surrounding it. See, the thing is that a king, said, I am going to give America $1 trillion. That's it.
Okay, cool. Where's the $1 trillion? Where's the physical money?
It's coming.
It's coming. Got it.
I'm
See, this
sure that
is
it's
my
already
problem,
coming.
right? This is a
And
promise.
you know what? There's been other people
Gosh.
give billions of dollars to Donald Trump. See, the
Okay,
thing is,
cool.
I never ever saw Biden have people from other countries,
All right,
like heads
cool.
of state or government
Okay, fine.
officials, to
Sir,
come and say that.
calm
I
down for a
never
second.
ever saw
Oh,
that
God.
one time with
Are you done?
Biden. And you're asking me why I still support Trump is because every single time that I go on the television that he is doing something, he's the most transparent president ever. He's out there in the front on the news every single day, while for 4
Are you
years
the
Biden
type of? I'm
hid
just curious,
Sleepy
actually.
Biden.
Hey, no, dude, you've been rambling.
Hey, buddy,
Okay.
you know what? I listen to
Okay.
you all the time.
All
Listen,
the
I
time?
listen
Oh
to
my
you all the
God,
time.
thank you so much for being a fan. I bet you're one of those people. You get
No,
an
no, it's
email.
not because
You
I'm
get
a
that
fan, it's
email
because
from
I
that
realize how
Nigerian
stupid
prince.
you are,
You get
and I
that email
realize that
from a
Donald Trump
Nigerian
actually
prince,
did
and you
something.
go,
He
bet,
got up
I'm gonna
and he
send you
went to
that
office, and he decided,
$3,000.
hey, I'm going
You're
to
some
change this
random
country.
Nigerian prince
Instead
that
of
has
getting on
offered to
YouTube
send
and
me
bitching all the time, that's all you do is
$500,000,
bitch about
but you
Donald
need
Trump. Donald Trump is your
$3,000 of my
daddy.
hard-earned money first. You're gonna be the person that does that. I'm just saying, like, he believes in this stuff. Listen, guys, it was a prince. It was a prince, the king from Saudi Arabia, right? The king of Saudi Arabia promised that he was going to invest. So that was $1 trillion, right? Sir, you're the type of person that responds to the Nigerian prince emails and loses $3,000. If you're lucky, actually. I think you would probably end up giving them more. He wouldn't let me finish. So for people that are crying in the chat, that's like, what? You didn't let him finish. I'm like, he had a break. And then while I was actively talking, he continued to interrupt me. So can you hold the same tune for him? Because you never do. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Goodness me. He didn't even get muted. He left on his own.
I am out of here.
Take out your headphones, everybody. All right? Ah! Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 20.
20. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Definitely so.
Definitely so. Okay. What has Donald Trump done in his 11 months in office that has earned your continued support?
He's still enforcing deportation laws, like his
Okay.
last
The same
terms.
thing that every president has done. Got it. Cool.
What else? He's for the people and also doesn't care about like what others say about him.
I also don't care about what other people say about me. Wow, I must be doing good. Do you support me, sir?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, awesome. I'm glad we're consistent.
I guess so.
Yeah. All right. How is he
I
for the
mean,
people? What has he done specifically to improve your life, I guess?
hmm, I mean, overtime tax is gone.
No, it's not. Have you actually talked to somebody that earns overtime pay? It's still being taxed. It's not gone.
Uh, Probably depends on the place, I guess.
No, it's just how it is. Overtime is still taxed.
Indeed, I guess so.
It is, yeah.
So why do you not like Trump?
I don't support a president that actively goes against our articles and amendments of our United States Constitution or has his press secretary
Okay,
acknowledging the fact that an unlawful order was in fact given to our United States military members when they're targeting Venezuelan boats.
okay, and also in that article, doesn't it also say
Oh, no,
that
I listened to her talk, unfortunately.
do what?
I said I listened to her talk, unfortunately. Caroline Levitt, like she said it on national television.
Yes,
Yeah.
but what do you think? Uh, doesn't it also say that like the leader, like the president, eh, which is Donald Trump, he oversees the roles kind of with that. He's our commander of chief, so he has the ability to launch that. Because here's the thing:
Oh, no,
those
that's not
were
even what I was saying.
invading our those that ship was invading our land, our waters.
No, they weren't. They weren't anywhere near us. They were in international waters. They weren't anywhere near United States waters.
But weren't they going towards?
It would have, no, more than likely they were probably going to somewhere like Cuba.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But would it? Okay. But why do you not like Donald Trump?
I just told you why.
Give me another example.
Okay. I don't agree with the president that actively goes against articles and amendments of the United States Constitution. Do you happen to know any of the articles of the United States Constitution?
What do you mean by that?
There are three parts that make up the Constitution of the United States. Do you know what those three parts are called? Or what they include?
I guess not. Tell me more.
So the first part is the preamble, which is basically, hey, this is what this Constitution is ideally about, right? Second part are the articles, right? And then the third part is what everybody is mostly familiar with, the amendments.
Okay.
Okay. Do you happen to know what Article 3 of the United States Constitution is?
No, I do not. I guess not.
Okay. So that determines the job of the Supreme Court of the United States or the judges, right? It's the judicial branch of government.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you have Article 1, which is the legislative branch of government. So, for example, Congress, because those are the people that write the laws. So, legislation. Article 2 is process of elimination. What do you think Article 2 is?
The um, forgot, I don't know.
The
This is bad.
executive branch of government, which would be like the president.
Yes.
Okay. So, when I'm specifically referring to Donald Trump violating articles and amendments of the Constitution, I'm actually referring to 1, 2, 3, and 6. People forget about the sixth article. There's only 7 articles in the United States Constitution. The sixth one specifically says that when you are taking your oath of office, you are swearing to honor and abide by the other jobs of the 3 co-equal branches of government. So legislative, executive, judicial, whichever branch it is, you are there to honor and uphold their power, right? The
Okay.
control that they have. Donald Trump has time and time again ignored multiple times over the judicial branch of government and court orders.
Well, wouldn't he have the executive power to,
No, it's co-equal branches of government, sir. Which means that, yes, it is actually the job of the Congress and it is the job of the Supreme Court to keep the president in check, or Congress and the president to keep SCOTUS in check, or SCOTUS and Trump to keep, or the president to keep Congress in check. These are co-equal branches of government.
so if one disagrees with the other, then how do you go by that? Like,
I mean, we already know, like specifically when it came to the judicial branch of government, lawsuits were filed all the way up to the Supreme Court, right? And so one of the things that Donald Trump actively did was ignore not even just Supreme Court orders, because it doesn't even have to fall on the Supreme Court of the United States. It's judges' decrees, right? So, for example, we can go all the way back towards the beginning of his presidency, where he and all of his people, heads of the DHS, right, were told, do not let those planes take off. And if they're already in the air, turn them the fuck back around. This was way back in March.
yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't okay. And they even said it in the Supreme Court case, Kristi Noem v. Kilmer Abrego Garcia, in the 9-0 decision. So he's actively ignoring judges' orders time and time again. That's why he's continuing to be looking at for being held in contempt of court, his administration at least.
And what is this said judge? Like, where is this said judge from?
Oh, sir, this was by multiple judges that were upholding the ruling. So this has gone across all appointed
and
administrations
those
back
said
to
judges-
fucking Reagan, dude. My guy. Like, this is not just some crazy leftist judge. This is going on. Like, again, do you know the makeup of our current United States Supreme Court?
Wouldn't it vote mostly be Republicans?
It is currently mostly Republican, correct. It is 6 conservative judges and 3 liberal judges. So when I say that they ruled in a 9-0 favor, there's a reason why that's important.
So you're telling me that all the judges
ruled against
said
the Trump
no.
administration and also ruled for him at the same time in 2 different ways, right? In Kilmer Abrego Garcia v. Kristi Noem, 2025. They called out the administration for ignoring the lower court judge orders. They called out the administration for basically making the claim in front of SCOTUS that if they just deport them out of here fast enough, they are not they do not have to give anyone the right to due process, which is wrong and incorrect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what so we can all agree on this, right? That the way to legally come into America is really difficult.
Yeah.
And yes, but why do you think it's so difficult?
Why? Our laws are outdated.
How
Because it
so?
used to, like, I don't know if you know this, but you're familiar with Ellis Island?
Yes.
Do you know what the rejection rate was through Ellis Island?
No, not on Ellis Island.
Less than 2%. Almost anybody that went to Ellis Island was allowed to come into the country. Almost every single person.
Now this is maybe no one brings in drugs or illegal contraband back when Ellis.
What drugs were being brought in the 60s? Can you tell me? Because that wasn't when we started a drug trade war with other countries.
That's the point. There is no drugs.
Okay. That's it. Case closed. There are no drugs. No drugs were coming in here. No drugs
Well,
are
I'm
coming in here
trying to-
now. Got it. Also, TikTok guys, you're not tapping that screen at all. We should already be at this number.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, but all I'm saying is that they came in legally, right?
Are you talking about Ellis Island? Yeah.
Okay.
Right. When we wanted immigration and where again the rejection rate was less than 2%, which means the acceptance rate was over 98%.
Okay.
Do you understand how that works?
But the acceptance rate has lowered probably because we have more and more people trying to get in. And the people in Ellis Island came in legally.
Yeah, and there were also people that came in undocumented during that time too. And like at that time, it was basically sign your name and pass a lice test. Make sure you don't have lice in your hair and you could come into the United States. Other rejections were just based off of the probability of diseases. Or they came in looking sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they
Can
still
you
came in
tell me,
legally.
like, oh, okay. Congratulations, they came in legally. The law was literally, are you sick? No, come on in, bro. Sign your name on this book. Hey, do you have lice? No, sign your name on this book. Come on in. We didn't really have laws at that time.
So it was
Not like that. And again, our laws that we have right now are antiquated. They're outdated. They have not been updated since 1968.
so what would you like them to be?
Well, dude,
The updated.
I've already said that many times on my stream. I don't really feel like going through that right now because this is so far off topic. I'm pretty bored.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I hope you have a
Well,
good night, man, and I hope you go back and read something about the Constitution. And I don't mean that sarcastically. I do mean that.
yeah, have a wonderful night. I
You
will
too.
continue to watch your stream
Thanks, man.
just to learn more.
Appreciate it.
Toodaloo.
Bye. Thank you, J-Man, for the jewels, and we also had a bunch of jewels from Ron. Thank you for that. I do appreciate, guys. Guys, on all the platforms that you are watching me on, there are many different ways that you can support me. I do need to shout out Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer, for the 10. Over on the Blue app said just because. I appreciate that. You guys can also send super chats, memberships, subscriptions, bits, gifts. All of these things help support me to do this about 2 hours every, well, minus 1 day a week, 6 days a week. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
I am here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 36 years old.
36. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I'm sorry, say that one more time, please.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am still supporting Donald Trump, mildly more reluctantly than 8 months ago, but yes, I'm still supporting Donald J. Trump.
Okay. What has Donald Trump done in his in like the 11 months of his presidency that has earned your continued support?
As a prior service member, seeing trans people be catapulted from the military has been huge. Being a small business owner,
Man, that didn't
tariffs
take
bring
long
back-
for somebody to be obsessed with someone else's genitals.
that's kind of a lowbrow comment, wouldn't you say?
No, it's just a true statement. How do you know if someone is trans without like pulling down their pants?
When you're up to an E3, there's normally a group shower, so there's really not much hiding it.
Oh, okay. So again, without seeing their genitalia. Got it. So you're obsessed with that. Got it.
No, that's lowbrow again. You're smarter than that.
No,
I think you
it's
can elevate
just
the
a statement
decor
that
into a bit.
seems to be what you're so obsessed with. It's a little bit weird.
Well, you asked me what are the things, and I was about to rattle off a few, but you just took the low-hanging fruit and ran with it. That's okay.
Because that's all you got done saying. Anyways, what was your second point?
I'm going to say the second thing is being a small business owner, bringing back certain manufacturing with the use of tariffs and the inability to recklessly
Interesting.
purchase and outsource. One of my more left-leaning ideologies is I'm not a big fan of outsourcing work. I'm hoping that tariffs next will attack either tech support people. We've seen I think it's the H-1, whatever the specialty visa is for people coming over to take jobs based for Americans.
Yeah, is that
and
why
just in a
Donald
whole
Trump
declaration-
said that foreign workers are more intelligent than American workers? That he wanted to bring in specifically 600,000 students from China because they're just frankly smarter than us. And these are his words, mind
I
you.
would say they're more
And
disciplined. You're
also,
a
I am
left-leaning
a little
person.
bit curious about this. Have you looked at, and hey, Jessica, can we drop some coconut emojis in the chat for Jessica? Also, I am curious, have you looked at the jobs report that was released on October 24th, 2025?
No, I don't read every single report
Oh,
that comes out
okay.
ever.
Cool. And no, that's fine. You don't have to read every single report that comes out ever. Sorry, it wasn't released on that day. That was just released last
No, how
month.
many, how
My
many
bad.
languages do
I'm
you
gonna
speak,
be,
ma'am? How
I'm
many
gonna
languages do you speak?
be,
No, because if we're gonna be lowbrow and insulting, I'd like to ask you how many
oh no,
languages do you speak?
sir, I'm literally correcting myself in the like I'm in the middle of correcting my statement. The jobs report was released in November. I was giving the date of the CPI data. Okay. As far as languages that I speak, I can speak four. I hope that makes you happy.
You can pass the fluency exam in 4 separate languages?
Anyway.
No, I'd like to prove this. I'd like to prove this on air. Don't
Again,
talk over people.
is this your show? I'm sorry. I'm actively talking about
You
Donald
ask people to
Trump,
call up
and
and have
I'm
a dialogue.
literally
This is why
actively
no one
talking
wants to
about
talk to you
something
people.
else.
I'm trying to
Okay,
engage
so
in what's called
anyways,
a civil
when it
discourse.
comes to
You're talking
tariffs
over
and it comes to
Anyways.
manufacturing jobs, we're going to go ahead and continue to stay on topic instead of you trying to divert the conversation because that's
I'm
what
not
you're
diverting
actually
it. You're
trying
just
to
an
do.
unmarriable,
So
angry
here's what
feminist.
we're
That's
going to
what you
do. So
are.
when it comes to the jobs report data that was released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, right? This is Donald Trump's Bureau of Labor Statistics. We find out that as of, up through September of 2025, our manufacturing industry has lost 100,000 jobs in the year of 2025 alone, right? So jobs are not being brought back to the United States of
Let's
America,
break that- let's break
specifically
that down. How
within the
many of those- how many of those are
manufacturing
being lost
industry.
to AI?
That's
Let's break
actually
them
how
down.
the
Let's not just
numbers
fit your narrative.
work. So
Liberal
that's
child.
how
Let's not
that
just fit
works.
your
It's
narrative.
not working. And
Liberal
I
child.
am curious. You say that you're a small business owner. So can you tell me when we have a 15% tariff on a country like Japan, who pays that 15% amount to the American government?
Whoever the importer is, whoever the
The
purchaser is. Typically, it'll
importer,
trickle
so
down
it
to the
could be
end user.
anybody. So it could be literally any American citizen, any United States company, anybody. And so when we see that we have an overwhelming job loss in this industry, right? Can you repeat back the number that I said? How many jobs were lost according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics in the manufacturing assembly industry?
You keep talking. I want to
What
ask you a
number did I
question, if that's
say?
okay.
I'm so sorry. What number
I
did
wanna-
I say about the
You
100,000?
just
Like,
drone on in soliloquy.
okay.
Can I
Oh, at
ask
least
you a
that means
question?
that's being said nicely. Thanks. No, you
I,
may
I
not.
try not to insult. I don't talk over people.
I
I
don't
may
know if you
not.
realize this, but you already asked the question and you actually went into insulting yourself. What you're trying to do again is divert the conversation, and I'm trying to keep this conversation about Donald Trump and why you actually still support Donald Trump. So I would love it if you can tell
Because
me
people like you
exactly.
who support
I
a
love
woke
it if
agenda
you can
are
tell me
anti-American.
exactly. I love it if you can
are
tell
the
me
ones that are
exactly.
killing the gene
I
pool.
love it if you could tell me exactly what number of manufacturing jobs I said were lost in just the year 2025.
100,000.
100,000.
100,000.
Congratulations. It was 78,000 prior to, well, as of August of 2025 numbers. We brought that back up by another 22,000 just in the month of September. So,
How many of those are due to
awesome.
AI? That was my question to you. I asked you. That was not even a political
Oh,
question.
are
I
you
was asking
saying
you
that
with the
you were
advent of-
talking over me while I was actually actively talking and you couldn't wait
No,
5
I was
seconds for me to
mansplaining. I was
finish?
mansplaining. That's
Oh,
what I was
you
doing. I
were
was mansplaining, I guess.
mansplaining. Got it. Okay.
I guess, yeah. Because anytime a man has a question while a woman's speaking, obviously,
Oh no, that's
we're
actually
speaking from a
just
patriarchal
rude when it
soapbox.
comes. I wasn't even saying that. That's you, but I'm glad that you're putting that
Well,
out
I
there.
wasn't
And
saying that I was
I
obsessed
guess
with
he's
genitalia,
taking
but you made
ownership
grand
as
assumptions
well
too.
that
You
he
made grand
was
assumptions as
actively
well.
mansplaining. Whereas I was actually just trying to make a point against his point of being like, well, manufacturing is going to be doing great in the United States of America because Donald Trump is doing all these tariffs, right? Except that's not how it works. Actually, the best way to grow that industry would be to, wow, I don't know, actually offer subsidies or tax breaks to companies if they broke new ground, but none of that's being happening. Instead, we're just making them pay things
Well,
up front, which, by the way, I
they
do
are
find it
doing that, and
very
they're moving to
funny.
places
I
like
do find it hilarious that Donald Trump had
What
to
do you find
cancel some of the
hilarious?
tariffs on certain products and goods because it was getting too much of a hefty price tag on the consumer. Finally acknowledging that it does, in fact, have an impact on the pricing, even though he said that the economy is great.
The economy is probably the strongest it's been in the last 30 months.
That's absolutely not true.
Mortgage rates are down to just about 5.5%, which is making it possible for people to buy homes again. What metrics are we going to qualify this on? Because the first thing you asked me, do I support Trump? And chances are, I probably would have voted
3%
for.
inflation rate year over year, 0.3% month over month. That's actually pretty high. September, since that's the last inflation data that we have, September of 2024, our inflation rate was 2.4%, the lowest it had been in what was that, a
So is
3-year
is
term?
that the only metric?
And so now
Is
we
that the
have
only
it
metric?
based off of that. Unemployment rate is at an all-time high. Well, not all-time, but a pretty
No, it's not.
significant high. It's at a 4.3%. That's the highest it had been in 5 years after it had, fixed itself, right? Because that time last year, September of last year, was only 4.1%. So yeah, it's still higher than it was last year. It's going up, 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 up under Donald Trump's administration. So yeah, it's still actually high. We also, in just the year 2025, we saw 2 months of jobs loss. Not even concurrent. Well, actually, yeah, they weren't concurrent. They were June and then August, right? 2 months of job loss. The first recorded job loss in the United States since COVID jobs were lost. 3.9. Okay, my bad. 3.9% September of 24. So if we are looking at that metric, if we're looking at the CPI inflation rate and we're looking at the unemployment data, then absolutely not. Our economy is not the best it's been in 30 years.
I didn't say 30 years.
Oh, sorry. Did you say like 30 months?
I
My
said 30
bad.
months.
Still incorrect.
According to your metrics.
So here I'll help you out with something. 2.4%
How many homes have
inflation
you
rate
purchased, young lady?
September
How many
2024.
investment properties do you own?
And then
No, don't
also
help me out with anything.
3.9%
How
unemployment
many
rate. I
investment
love
how many
how you're
properties
just
do you own?
continuing to
How many
deflect.
properties do you own?
Do you
How
see
many
how you
properties
just
do you own?
continue to deflect?
No, I just
You
said those
do,
are your
actually.
metrics, and you can say again, 0?
I'm sorry, you're still deflecting. Can you ask
I'm not
do
deflecting.
anything about, like, I don't know, actual political stuff here? Like, Can we stick on politics, or are you just going to continue to deflect to something else?
Would you not say that? Would you not say that 24 to 39-year-olds' ability to buy a home, finance a car, and pay off student debt, are those
Oh,
not things
I'm
that fall
sorry.
under
Is
the
that what you were
umbrella of-
asking me about? Because
No,
that's
you-
not the question that I heard you screaming into my headphones to the point where I had to turn down your volume because you were saying it so loudly into your
The
microphone.
passive aggression in your undertones is just absolutely.
I'm passive aggressive? No, sir. I'm just aggressive.
Oh, I'm assertive. I'm not passive. I would have voted for Andrew Yang. I would have gladly voted for RFK. I would have voted for
Okay.
Tulsi Gabbard. I probably would have voted for Bernie Sanders
I'm sure
had
you
you
would
guys
have.
not put out the
Wow.
most.
Deflection walks
I'm
among us.
There's no deflection. There's no deflection. You cannot sit there with.
Deflection
You cannot
walks
sit
among
there.
us.
You're a child with no real life job experience. I'm telling you right
Can
now.
you stop
the end user
infantilizing
right
me?
now.
That's a little bit weird.
You can talk however you want to.
Okay, so I just
Why
want to
is
be
infantilizing-
clear.
why is
You
infantilizing weird?
started off with just coming right out the gate, just knowing that you had an issue with other people's genitalia, and now you're just calling me a child. Got it.
No,
Go
I
back.
had an- I had an
This
issue
makes
with the- I had
perfect
a uni- I
sense
had an
why
issue
you're
with the United
calling me
States
from
military
North Dakota.
side.
I just want to point that out. Like, you're calling me from North Dakota. That only has one singular area code for the entire state. That makes sense. It tracks. Hey, Davo. Let's get through some of these real quick. Thank you again, Ron, for all of the jewels. Eddie for the thumbs up. Old Spaz, thank you as well for the clapping seal. Just because as well, I appreciate that. Robert, thank you for the jewels. Lala, thank you for the jewels. Joe, thank you. Glitcho, how are you doing today? And by the way, how is Polly? We're both great. I am so happy to be so home. It's so great. And also we have Gregory as well for the jewels. Guys, again, that is the best way to help support me if you are so able to. Also, guys, if you haven't already, if you haven't hit that follow button, hit that follow button. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Subscribing is free over on the tubes. We'll go ahead and open these phone lines back up and hopefully have a conversation with somebody that actually wants to have a conversation and not just ask me about my personal life, because that's strange. Thank you for calling the screen. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 21 years old.
21. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Not particularly, and I can understand if you want me to hang up, but I was wondering if I could ask you some questions.
No, that's not what I do here, but I do appreciate you. You have a great day. This is not a friendly live, guys. We are not doing friendly time. While I do appreciate someone trying to ask me personal questions or whatever questions you want to ask, that's not what this one is for. We might have a friend. Actually, sorry, I shouldn't say might. We will have a friendly live this month. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I am 27 years old.
27. Awesome. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a big disappointment, but he's way, way better than Kamala and Biden.
Oh, okay. But I just want to be clear. What year are we in right now?
This is 2025.
2025. About to be what year in 30 days? 31 days?
2026 coming up.
2026. So why are you still living on November 5th, 2025? Or 2024? That seems weird. Why are you still living a year ago? Like,
What are you
anyway.
talking about? Like in what ways? He's doing a tremendous job in many ways, and he's failing in many ways.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Glad that we can come to a mutual understanding that we're talking about Donald Trump. Okay.
Oh yeah,
So-
100%. He hasn't mass deported people. 100%. The Epstein files aren't out. 100%. The pedos need to be arrested. Huge blunder on his behalf.
Okay. So
But
I'm
I
going to
mean-
help you out with something real quick. And the reason why I went
The
down that little
border,
bit of a diatribe, and this is also for people that are like crying in the chat. So when I ask somebody, are you still supporting Donald Trump? I'm not asking if they voted for him or why they voted for him. So
No, I
going
still
off on a
support Donald Trump.
tangent,
Yeah,
hold on.
I-
I'm not like, just listen for a second. So when someone goes off on like a little side tirade of he was way better than the alternative is just silly because that's not the question that I asked you. I didn't ask why you voted for him. I asked why if you still supported him, right?
Okay, yes, I still
Sh-
support
cool.
Donald Trump. He's doing
Awesome.
great.
Fantastic. So 11 months into office, why?
Yes.
What has Donald Trump done to earn your continued support?
Oh, 100%. The border is closed. You can check the numbers,
border
and
is
like 0
closed.
people are coming in.
Zero people are coming in. Where can I find crossing or the people coming in data? We'll use your verbiage on DHS, CBP, or ICE.gov.
Yes, go on and look at the numbers. Compare Biden's
Where?
term to Trump's term.
No, you said it was closed. Nobody's coming in. So where can I find the numbers that no people are coming in? On DHS.gov, CBP.gov, IC.gov, that is not a press, media, or news release.
Go look it up. What are you talking
Go
about?
look it up is not an answer. So can you try again? Where on CBP, ICE, or DHS.gov can I find that there are 0 people coming across the border? Where can I find the statistic that, again, is not a news release, press release, or media release? Where can I
US
find this on their
Customs
website?
and Border Control.gov, CBP.gov.
And what's the title? Where should I see this?
Yes, you can check visit Southwest Land Border Encounters.
Southwest
By
Land.
component.
Okay, yeah. I was on there.
Nice. Okay. Then you can go down and check the date.
See, when I click on Southwest Borderland Encounters, it doesn't give me data anymore. It's
Yep.
very weird.
Go to fiscal
Thank
year
you,
statistics.
Future Martian, for becoming a sub. I think this is it. No, that's I don't want to download your data. I just want to pull
You
it
can
up on
check.
No. Does it not let me just pull it up anymore? I don't want to download your data.
Did you find the numbers, or did you
Okay,
still
but
have trouble?
so you're talking about encounters. Encounters,
Yeah.
I don't know if you realize this. Encounters are not that's not keeping track of crossings. Your claim was that
Yeah.
0 people were coming across the border.
Okay, why, if you compare the statistics,
Oh,
the
wait.
number of encounters now
Oh.
compared to Biden,
Uh-huh.
why are they so much lower?
Oh, so
Because the
now that's
border's
called
closed.
moving the goalpost. Because again,
No,
let's
we
be
are
very clear.
enforcing the laws.
Let's be very clear. Your original claim was that nobody was coming across the border. And now you're saying,
Yes,
look at the
illegally.
statistics, compare the statistics. Sir, if people are coming here illegally, that means they are coming through
Yeah.
a non-port of entry and they are not seen
Okay.
by anyone. So
Yeah.
how do you quantify that data? How do you track
That would be
data?
ICE deportations.
No, deportations are people that are expulsion. Those are
That
expulsions
means
from
they're
the country.
found. That means those people. How would we have data if we don't know if they came in? What are you talking about? If you're saying that we don't know if they came in, they didn't come through a checkpoint, they just snuck in, how would we even know? How would we have that data?
I'm gonna help you out with something. Maybe you've heard
Yeah,
of this
please do.
before.
Okay.
Do you know what a census is?
Yes. Now let me ask you a question about the census. Why does the census count illegals?
Because it doesn't. I'm so sorry. Can you remind me what the Constitution says? Does it say all persons or citizens?
That's correct. Well, it depends. The original language Constitution?
Yeah, you can just go up to the first 10 amendments. Sure. Go ahead, buddy.
What is your question again? Say that again. In Article 1, what are you talking about?
Okay. when it comes to the census, because you asked a very fun question, right? You said, why do they count everyone and not just citizens? Can you point out to me where in the Constitution where it talks about the census and how we use that data and how we use it in order to
Article 1,
determine
Section
how many representatives are assigned to each state? Does it say all persons or does it just say citizens?
It actually says the number of free persons.
Yeah, because we're considered free persons. People of the United States of America, or even people just traveling through, are considered
Well,
free
now, back
persons
then, it
because
didn't
I am
include
so
certain
sorry.
people.
Are we not considered the land of the free?
Yes, we are. Thankfully to Trump. We have people like
Awesome.
Trump.
No, that's just thanks to our founding fathers that signed the Declaration of Independence in
Yes, amazing
1776.
Christian men.
They're
All of
the
them.
ones.
Yes.
They're deists.
No,
Are you
no,
not
they were not.
familiar?
Can you
Okay,
name
so
one
this
deist?
is going to be the last pivot that I'm going to allow. Are you
Okay.
familiar with the Treaty of Tripoli?
No, please remind me of the Treaty of Tripoli.
Cool. So that was an agreement to like stop hostilities with another, area. And within that
Okay.
Treaty of Tripoli, it literally says in no uncertain terms that the United States of America is not a Christian nation. And if you want an example of a deist, I'm pretty sure it was Thomas Madison. I really hope that helps. Like Thomas Madison was very, very, very hard strung about the separation of church and state, very heavily against
Can you tell
utilizing
me about
both.
the letter
So you're just
written
so
to the
like,
church
I don't even
from Thomas Jefferson?
understand anything that you're taught. I didn't say Thomas Jefferson. Okay, you're done pivoting. You are done diverting. You are done. Okay? Let's try this again. Okay? Your original claim is that according
Yeah.
to CBP, IC, and DHS, right, which are all under DHS, right, that there have been nobody new coming across the border, right? That was your
Yeah.
original claim. I asked you to show me where I can find that number. That's not a news release, press release, or media release. And you point me to encounters, which are people that are stopped trying to enter the country. That is not a number that proves that 0 people are attempting or coming across into the United States of America. So let's try this again. Where is the
Okay.
proof? That's not a news, media, or press release, but is on ic.gov, dhs.gov, or cbp.gov that shows that 0 new people have come into the country.
Yeah, good. Okay, let's go to DHS.gov, okay? You can find the standout statistics right there.
DHS.gov
total of
standout
encounters,
statistics. I'm just going to type that in
Yeah.
there.
You can go to DHS delivers historic start to border crossings for FY 2026.
Oh, you mean
Released
in your
November 5th.
sorry, your news release, your press release that I told you could not be a press release? I'm just
This-
going to
this
go
is-
ahead and pull this up on the screen for everyone to see where we're talking about this right up here, where it says right under Homeland Security, Home, News, Press Releases. What did I
Okay.
say it could not be?
This is some typical liberal retardation. Just so you know, you're a
Okay,
retard.
you can't say that word. Have a great night. So here's the reason why I said that it could not be any of these things. Because I could work for the Department of Homeland Security and I could say that we only allowed 5 people to cross the border, but there's no statistical data that proves this. There's nothing. There is no statistical data. We don't keep track of crossings at the border. We don't keep track of crossings at the border. And yes, the previous caller, not the last guy that just crashed out with a slur, that guy got emotional really quickly. I'm glad you are able to stay calm. Well, I appreciate that, guys. But there's literally nothing here. And if we're talking about illegal, like people crossing illegally, and this is the other reason why, right? Actually, let me put this back up. We're still on the same thing that he went. There is nothing clickable. I can't be linked to any statistical data. There's literally nothing These are topics that this falls under, keywords that it's searchable under. But there is nothing on here that links me back to the original data, and they're even citing stuff from 2012. That's why I don't do press releases, because they're not accurate. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open these phone lines back up. But just a friendly reminder, guys, if you haven't already, hit that follow button if you're new here. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Subscribing is free over on the tubes. The best way to support me is to send super chats, become a member. Memberships are free. We've gotten one new member. I would love to see it if on my first live back from vacation, if we can get 4 more members to total up to 5 new members. I honestly would love it if we could somehow get 10 new members. I would appreciate that the most, but we're giving it a try. Also, guys, if you could also send over, oh, I did not activate that at all. Oops, my bad. There we go. Send gifts over on TikTok. That's also another way. We also have bits and subscriptions over on Twitch. Bishop, I can't put it up on the screen because I apparently forgot to link it, but Bishop said, we're going to go ahead and read this. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the wonder of our modern world ground news. Tired of confusing headlines and mixed up stories? This clever tool lets you compare sources with ease. Of a new push button application, even mom will say it is simply grand. Hurry to Ari's link tree and get ground news today, or use code MermaidAri at checkout. Make your home the smartest one on the block. There we go, guys. We'll do a little plug there. They always nuh-uh it, Ben. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 22.
22. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jocular, for sending out 10 gifted memberships. I appreciate that. What has Donald Trump done in his 11 months in office that has earned your continued support? Jocular got us there.
Okay, now this isn't something that's like the best thing ever. Like, this isn't something that you'll probably be like, oh, well, it's not so. I mean, I would say it's important, but I wouldn't say it's like really, really important. But I have to say that it's keeping like the illegals out. And I mean like the illegals who are doing stuff that's like terrible, like committing crimes, rape, and a bunch of other things like stealing, like, oh, what's another one?
Oh, you mean the same stuff that our United States citizens do?
There's much more illegals that are doing it than United
Incorrect.
States
Per
citizens.
capita, it's I'm sorry, per capita based off of those statistics and data. You as a United States citizen are 60 times more likely to commit any kind of crime on any level than an undocumented or illegal alien.
And where is that stated?
You can find that with the Pew Research Center. You can also find that, I believe, with CDC data, the Department of Justice data. All of it's available. FBI statistics as well. If you actually look at per capita and dig into it, you would actually find that American citizens are more likely to commit any kind of crime, 60 times more likely than any.
Okay, well, that can be true, but there's another reason why it's good that he deported all those like the illegals and stuff who don't have a green card.
I hope you also realize that it's less than 15% of the people that are being deported have any criminal record.
Okay, but it's also not fair for citizens who work for other people, like people who don't cross the border and who are trying really hard. Excuse you. It's called, they try really hard to get into, I'm not leaving the Gold Coast. I actually stated originally that I support Trump for people who are coming in illegally, not just that they were committing rape or something.
I don't know what stream you're listening to. You seem to be running behind because I said that like.
Okay, I said it's why it's supporting Trump. I'm on your stream. I'm on your stream.
Oh, are you listening through the phone that should be at your ear, or your Bluetooth that's in your ear, or are you listening to the live stream as you're talking? because if you're listening
Um,
to the live stream as you're talking, that explains the delay.
no, I'm listening to the live stream.
Okay. Then it really doesn't make sense
Okay.
why you replied to something that was like words ago. And I had already said something before
Oh,
after that.
I was never being rude to you. I don't know why you're being like old, but I was talking about why I support Trump, and I was giving my reasons why. I don't know being so aggressive, but I'm just trying to get something out there. Sorry.
I'm not being aggressive. You had responded, and at this point, I can't even remember what I said, right? Oh, yeah, moving the goalpost. I had said that, and then I made a whole other comment. And then after the whole other comment, which again was, it was in the middle of you talking, you were like, excuse you, that's not what I'm moving the goalpost about. Like, you were like, this isn't moving the goalpost. This is what I was talking about. That's why I was saying, because you had already said, excuse you, and I said, you are excused. And then you said, I'm not moving, like, after you said a couple more words, then you said, I'm not moving the goalpost. So there was a delay, and I was trying to figure out why there was a delay.
Oh, well, I was still talking. I'm sorry if I accidentally interrupted you. Are you there?
Can you tell me how illegal immigration has personally affected your life? I'm just curious.
Okay, well, for starters, most immigrants, not saying all of them, I know most immigrants want to come to America to like get a job or something that they can't have at their original home. But most of them they make it hard for most people, and it's not including not just me, but so many other people. They make it hard for like when it comes to stealing. Most immigrants that come to America, they steal, they litter a lot. Like I
Okay,
live in Port
how
St.
does
Joe,
this
Florida.
personally
This is affecting
affect
me. This is
your life?
affecting me. This is affecting me. This is affecting me because most of the immigrants like they litter. They don't have any respect. Like if you go,
An
if I went
American
to, I live in
citizens
Port St. Joe.
litter.
No, it's not
American
just
citizens
American
don't litter?
citizens litter.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm just
Oh,
gonna
they
say.
do.
Okay.
They do. No,
Oh,
that's not what I was saying. Please
okay.
stop interrupting me. Please,
Well,
I'm trying to
sorry.
speak.
You
And
just said it's
I know
because they
you,
litter, and I said American citizens litter, and you said no, they don't. And then
okay, well, I
that's
was
why
trying
I
to get my
asked
point
you.
out, and you literally just interrupted me. You're being really rude, and I'm trying to speak. That's not proper phone etiquette.
Sorry. You've already acknowledged this. This is my stream, correct?
Okay, I know it's your stream, but you
Awesome.
also should.
So maybe
I'm also.
if I really, so I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to be rude here. This is my stream. I do dictate how it goes. But if you say something that's absolutely outlandish, like they litter, and then you don't bring up the fact that American citizens also litter heavily, that there's actually a finable charge for it, and then you quite literally said in response to me saying, American citizens litter, you went, no, pause, they don't. Pause. You ended your sentence. You literally had no, a verbal, well, not a verbal, but a very obvious comma after you said
Yes.
no, comma,
Yes.
they don't, and then you stopped. And then that's why I started laughing, because I'm sorry, that is
No.
actually funny for someone to say that that American citizens, United States citizens, do not litter, because they absolutely litter heavily across
Okay,
everywhere
I
in the
know
United
that.
States of America.
Can
Are you aware that
can I please speak?
in some places feeding stray cats
Yes,
would
I'm aware.
actually be
Can I
considered
please speak, please?
littering?
I was still talking. I'm sorry. When you
I'm done. That was annoying. That was annoying. Also, guys, I'm pretty sure that okay, actually I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello. Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 21.
21. Are you still supporting Donald Trump? Hey,
I am.
Crow. Awesome. What has Donald Trump done in his 11 months in office that has earned your continued support?
I would say continue to support. Well, release the MLK files and the JFK files first.
You're
Okay.
awesome.
Good for you.
I think those are important.
Sure.
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 Do you think they're not important?
No, not really.
How so?
Listen, it's cool that he released them. I don't really care about them. I personally don't consider them important. Because
You're
at least for
awesome.
me, unless we have new evidence of somebody like that committed the crime, like actually killed JFK or actually killed MLK, and then we're filing new charges against said person or persons, it doesn't do anything. And so therefore, congratulations. I'm glad that you were happy for it. I don't care. Nothing new was really found in them. Congratulations. Cool. Why else are you still supporting him? Sorry, just doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Can I explain why I think they're important though?
No.
Well, that's not much of a conversation if I can't explain my views on what I agree with what
Okay.
Donald Trump does.
Well, if that's how you feel, then toodles. It's just not important. Like, unless, again, I'm going to make this very clear, unless we're bringing up new charges of murder on individuals, then it has done nothing. Thank you, Bishop. Again, I got you as always. Welcome back from vacation. We're back, babies. Yes, caller did have the worst victim mentality. And Feisty says, I know, all caps. Thank you for the 10. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah,
Awesome. How old are you?
41.
41. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah.
What has Donald Trump done in his 11 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, he's the commander in chief. I wouldn't be on an airplane and hoping that the pilot was a screw up, you know? And it just doesn't seem like the smart thing to do.
Okay. So are you saying that you support every president just because they're in office?
Well, I hope they all do a great job. A lot of them tend to fail, but yeah.
If Ted Bundy was the president, would you support him?
Well, Ted Bundy has never been a standing president.
That wasn't the question that I asked you. If Ted Bundy
Yeah,
was...
you're asking me a hypothetical, young lady, and I don't operate within the realm of hypothetical.
Okay. So you can't prove to me that
So,
your
like-
logic is consistent or not. Got it.
Well, no, I can prove to you.
Or
my
should I just
logic is
take that as a
consistent.
no?
I
So if
can
Ted
give you
Bundy,
some
if Ted Bundy was
historical
president,
references.
you would not support him.
Again, I can give you historical
Oh, do you want
references
somebody
here.
else
Franklin
that's
D.
been a
Roosevelt.
leader in in power
Well, Franklin D.
across the world?
Roosevelt.
Fine.
He's a
I don't
Democrat,
actually
is he
like to
not?
do this.
I'm not trying to do anything. I'm trying to reason
Would
with
you
and show
support
logic.
would you support
You can calm down a little bit.
Mussolini if he was president of the United States?
Ma'am, I'm focusing as an indigenous citizen. I focus a lot on history.
We're done. You literally can't prove your own fucking logic. Just because he's the commander in chief, I support him. No, you don't. And then you don't get to pull that out. No. Do better. I know, Crow. Absolutely was not. You're right, he probably didn't know who Mussolini was. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
Oh, wow. You don't usually ask the other people that, but,
I literally ask
I'm
everybody
25.
how old they are.
What delay do you have?
Okay. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello.
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
I am 18. I'm 18.
18. Awesome. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah. When do you graduate high school?
I'm already graduated. I'm actually pretty depressed about the current economic situation.
Okay. So what has Donald Trump done in his 11 months in office that has earned your continued support?
He made the genders
Okay.
more.
Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 19.
19. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I'm from Las Vegas. Hello.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Well, I gotta say, I don't support him that much, but I gotta say one thing is that the thing you're saying about how like the you know the border patrol is like not doing their job and whatnot.
I never
That's
said
not
that.
true because okay, well you were saying that the statistics were like incorrect or something,
Nope,
right?
didn't say that either. I said that we do not keep a statistical record of crossings, which is true. We do not.
Okay, but can you not agree
Wow.
that there's a difference between the Biden and Trump administration in terms of the numbers?
Yes, sir. Just like there's always a difference between any administration and numbers. Congratulations. Does that prove something?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
But there's a big difference, not a small difference.
Yeah, and it was already going down prior to Biden even leaving office. Congratulations. This proves nothing, and it doesn't prove anything with what that last caller was saying.
I mean, it.
I'm done. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Like, A, that's not what I said. Maybe get the words correct before you start trying to put words in my mouth. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes,
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 35.
35. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I do support Donald Trump.
What has Donald Trump done in his 11 months in office that has earned your continued support?
There are multiple things I would love to discuss with you, but my fear is that as soon as I say the very first thing, you're just going to hang up on me, like
Then
you
go
keep
with
doing
your
every
second
day.
thing.
I was just calling in. I've been watching your stream for about 30 minutes. I'm just
Thanks
asking
for being a
maybe
fan.
if no problem. I always watch your stream. I just wish that maybe you, some of these callers, well, are absolutely incompetent and are an embarrassment, really. But sometimes I think it's best to let them say what they need to say, even if you don't agree with it, and let them kind of dig their own hole versus just hanging up and moving.
I heard maybe half that because your service is horrendous and it's going out about every other word.
I'm sorry. I won't hold up your stream. You can move to the next caller. Thank you for taking my call.
All right. Like, he wasn't just breaking up for me, right? Oh, yeah. Someone said he's got that Starlink. Yeah, that. Listen, I just did it just because people get mad when I use anyone else. So, thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi, yes, I am. How are you?
I'm doing well. What part of Canada are you from?
I am from Ontario.
Cool. Have a great day. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
25.
25. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Well, I'm very much.
Your service is horrible. Can anybody get good service today? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am. I'm back from you dismissing me earlier, but if you let me finish my.
I'm good. If I hung up on you once, I'm going to do it again. Thank you for calling the stream. Okay. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hey, dog!
What's up?
Man, you know who this is.
Tell me more.
Oh man, don't be like that.
Don't be like that. Shoot.
I heard you. Nasty.
What's up with these people and their pre-recordings?
Yo, dog. Like I said, it's cool.
Okay, that pre-recording is fantastic.
Trust me, homie. Nobody else heard you.
Yeah, okay. This recording is great. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? On the issue of immigration, just follow the process of the letter, even if it takes 20 years. Okay. Wow, Devil Games. That's something.
Yeah, okay. Great. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
You're awesome.
Hello. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Kick that nigga up.
Hi, how old are you?
Never.
That was a Canadian calling in and doing that one. Ain't that something? Well, it looks like I either might need to do a restart or shut it down because we're just getting troll callers and I'm over it. The beeping in my ear is so annoying. And TikTok is just barely tippy-tapping that screen, guys. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? I almost wish I didn't have Tubes muted, but that was funny. I can't believe that somebody is calling from a Canadian number being racist. Get it out. Mm-hmm. All right, bye, Pookie. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Awesome. How old are you? Bro, no one can hear you right now except for me. So I really, like, let me, listen. Listen. I would love to talk to you, but you just go off on some ramble that literally bores the ever-living daylights out of me. And yes, guys, I know that you can't hear him. This is because everybody's just spam calling or troll calling, and it's just not worth it. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Awesome. How old are you? Are you still supporting Donald Trump? Okay. What has Donald Trump done in his 11 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Supporting them niggers, dude.
Yeah, it's about what I thought was going to happen. Hi, how old are you? Fucking hell. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Yeah. Why are there 2 calls? Oh goodness, who's talking? Who called in and who's on TikTok? Okay, you're on TikTok. Cool. Bye, Carl. Sorry. Yeah, caller. You're good. No, you're not on TikTok, dude. You're good. How old are you? How old are you? 23. Are you still supporting Donald Trump? You are. And what has Donald Trump done in his 11 months in office that has earned your continued support?
I think probably one of the biggest things is drug pricing reforms.
Okay.
Anything, I mean,
Yeah, if it actually goes down
do
to
you
the
want
full consumer level and not just individuals that are on Medicaid, Medicare, absolutely. And if it actually benefits the people instead of just being for specific drugs like Ozempic, which sure it can benefit individuals that are overweight, that's cool. Yeah. Why would I have a complaint about that?
oh, I mean, is it just like a one thing, or I mean, can I share other?
No, you can share another one.
Okay. Another big thing is my wife and I are pregnant, and the $1,000 incentive is that's something I think that's kind to new parents, especially in a rough economy for younger people. Especially Gen
Yes, and
Z,
how
of
does
course.
is it a $1,000 check straight to you?
No, it's
not.
it's kind of like yeah. Well, I mean, the money's still for the family. You know what I'm saying?
It's not for the
Like, obviously,
family.
you can't.
It's a trust account. Technically, it's an investment account placed in the name of your kid. It's not for the family, it's for your kid. It's also limited to
Right.
less than what you could contribute to a normal investment account capped at $5,000 a year, which is less than what you could normally do. Most people would be able to invest up to, I think, 25,000 in most accounts. So it's far limited to what you can even invest in there for it to build on interest. And interest on $1,000, you'll be lucky to make $3 off of that by the time they turn 18.
Okay, that's fair. But what I would argue to that is it's a separate avenue where like a max contribution is 25,000 in one avenue of investment or trust accounts. You can also contribute more per year to that, and obviously there is $1,000 additional to that wasn't there before. Which if
Yes.
you're talking about the massive babies being born, I think that does it makes
We
a
don't
difference
have a
for sure.
massive babies being born. In fact, our birth rate is still declining.
Well, I mean, a birth rate can decline quite a bit when before the 330 million people in the United States. I mean, at least a percentage of them are having babies, and I mean, even though the birth rate's declining, it's still going to be massive. So, I mean, there's a lot of money being pushed through it.
Sure.
So,
Cool.
I mean, that's something that I support personally for myself, my family, my kid, or
And
my
again,
future
unless
kid.
you put in more money into it, you'll be lucky to see $3 in interest accrue.
Sure, but I mean, at the same time, it's also $1,000.
Again, did I complain about that? No.
Well, I mean, I understand that you're not complaining about it, but you get what I'm saying, right? It is like at the end of the day, it still is $1,000.
I just
If there
want
was
to
a
point out, because I
contribution
actually
higher than
find
that,
this
I think
funny. There's somebody that who is a Trump supporter in the comments that had a pretty funny comment to read about this one. So let's be
Sure.
clear. You're also a Trump supporter. Somebody else said this. Where was it at? Oh gosh. Tim, where's your comment? I saw it. He said, caller has no bootstraps, needs money from the government. Got it.
that's pretty funny. I mean, if it's, I know it's obviously not really pertaining to the stream, but I definitely put my hours in for sure. It's as I said, it's pretty tough on my generation in terms of just about everything. Everything that has a price tag on it, home buying, vehicle buying, everything like that. So I work quite a bit to try and support myself, my wife. my future child, I'd definitely be working. Probably more than that guy. I could almost guarantee it.
Okay.
So anyway, just a little rebuttal to that. But in any case, is there is there room to go on? I don't want to hold up your flow of calls here because I know I definitely waited just a little bit to get into here.
uh, sorry, this one's also funny. And my wife and I are pregnant, so the birth rate is not declining. It costs $350,000 to raise them to age 18.
That's low from what
Yeah,
I've
that's
gotten.
just on a
Pretty much
moderate.
all
Yeah, it costs you let's see, what, at least $30,000 after insurance just for your wife giving birth.
I pay no, I that's not what I saw at least. I mean, I'm paying roughly. I'd have to ask her, but I think I'm paying roughly like $600 or $700 a month right now. Pre baby, of course, it'll probably be closer to $1,000 by the time it actually is through.
Sorry, you said $600
probably
or
a twin-
$700 a month for what exactly?
for health insurance.
Oh,
Hers is
sorry,
the most
that
expensive because
doesn't.
of the
Okay,
prenatal care.
that's just what you pay for her going to the doctor, or what you pay to have insurance?
That's just what I pay to have insurance.
Oh,
I think it's pretty good insurance, but it's still crazy expensive. I think we could definitely do with insurance reform in the country. I think that's something we could definitely find some common ground on.
okay.
So
So I just
but
want to be
anyway,
clear. You support Donald Trump because of the $1,000. You support him for negotiating the price of a weight loss drug, Ozempic, but not any of like the drugs that people really need. Not drugs, medication that people really, really, really need. And you traded all of this for Donald Trump to threaten to kill members of Congress because they wanted to remind American soldiers, enlisted individuals, to not follow unlawful orders, which is a part of the USMJ or UCMJ anyway.
I didn't hear about that. Do you have like a
Oh, it was on his True
uh
Social 2 weeks ago, and I'm pretty sure he's still talking about it. Like, he's very upset
um
that 6 members of Congress who are veterans, well, 3 of them are veterans. You're
awesome.
Sorry, 4 of them are veterans. 2 of them served in intelligence agencies. And they
Okay.
made a 90-second video, 70-second video, reminding individuals that serve in our armed forces and members of other law enforcement agencies or the intelligence network that if they are given an unlawful order, is actually their job to not follow it. And Donald Trump said that's seditious behavior and calls for the death penalty.
So, okay. I think on a technicality, it's a bit of a stretch to say that he's let me just be clear here. How did you word it exactly when you said it to me just a moment ago? When you said
Seditious
that
behavior.
Trump. No. Right before that, when you had originally brought the point in, when you were comparing the reasoning that I had given you versus the, it's essentially stacking
That I
up
said that
against.
you are, well, sorry, you said that you still support Trump because the $1,000 into an investment account for having a child between January 1st, 2024, or sorry, 2025 and December 31st of 2028, and deals on cutting the price of Ozempic. Though that's enough for you to support him, regardless of the fact that Donald Trump has called for the death penalty of 6 members of Congress.
So I mean, so I think I think it's a bit of a stretch to say he's calling for the death penalty. I mean, also, like, the things he says on Truth Social, like, I mean, listen, I'm not, like, I'm not supportive of everything. But, you know, when I say I support him,
Oh,
and
look,
I
he
definitely
literally
support.
just posted about it again today. Wow. Let me scroll down. This was literally this was just you can't make this shit up. 8:17 p.m. Eastern Time. It is 8:33 p.m. right now. 16 minutes ago.
Awesome.
Donald Trump said Mark Kelly and the group of unpatriotic politicians were wrong to do what they did, and they know it. I hope the people looking at them are not duped into thinking that it's okay to openly and freely get others to disobey the President of the United States. He's literally
Okay.
still complaining about something that happened 2 weeks ago.
So,
16
you
minutes ago.
know,
I
like,
literally just pulled this up. I was not actually
yeah.
expecting that to be the top. Let me see if I can't get to his post. It's going to be a lot. This man lives on Truth Social. I don't think it's appropriate for an elected official to be on social media this much. Oh God, that was a AI generated video. I did not, or picture. I did not want to see. Oh, it's so
So,
much to
do you
go
mind if I
through.
finish my thought while you're looking for it?
Sure.
Okay. So, I mean, listen, I can't, like, I can support someone, I can't back them all the way 100%, no matter what. In a case like this, frankly, I don't think I ever have. However, the one point to just kind of mention, it's not just Ozempic. I mean, it's like, I think it's like 15 different drugs, and the categories are, I mean, it's like diabetes, weight loss, asthma, I think cancer as
Oh,
well.
you mean
I mean, it's
the diabetes insulin that Joe Biden cut the price of, like actually had Medicaid, Medicare negotiate with insurance companies to lower the price of insulin for those that need it the most, that Donald Trump overturned. Yeah, sure. Give him a gold star for doing something that Joe Biden did that he overturned when he got into office. Oh, here we go. Seditious behavior punishable by death. That's literally what Donald Trump said. November 20th, 2025, 10:21 a.m. Eastern Time. Just over an hour after he originally posted the article containing their 70-second video. I just don't think that your personal benefit of $1,000 to your kid outweighs the fact that Donald Trump is actively calling for members of Congress to be killed by the death penalty, for reminding service members what their pledge to the Constitution was actually about. The fact that they are actively reminded multiple times throughout their enlisted time period that they are not supposed to follow unlawful orders. Are you familiar with the Nuremberg trials?
probably not as familiar as I should be. But I mean, I just find it interesting that you compare
It's not a comparison.
like,
For me, that's it.
outspokenness.
It's not a comparison. This is me. I'm explaining to you that this, if I was a supporter of Donald Trump, would be a deal breaker for me. I could not support somebody that actively calls for the death penalty that literally says punishable by death of members of Congress. That
So
is
then, can I ask
that
who
is
you
a deal
support?
breaker for me. I don't support anybody because for me there is not somebody for me to support that sits in the office of president, right? I
can respect
support the
that.
United States of America. I support the office of president, but I in no way, shape, or form do I have to support the individual that sits in the Oval Office.
Sure. Yeah. No, I get that. I was just kind of, I mean, we're I'm just kind of curious where you land on the political spectrum.
I'm non-affiliated.
Okay, so I mean, let's just, if you wouldn't mind a hypothetical, if there were, if there were only two choices, where do you lean more towards?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know about anybody else, but I look at policy, not person or party. I am a policy over
Right,
party.
correct. But there are, of course, there are policies that align with parties, though. Would you not agree?
I read what their policy or their agenda is.
Okay, let's say you were running. What would your agenda be?
Let's
Or is
see.
this something you're just not? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So specifically, I would look at passing, I would hope to pass a law for universal background checks when it comes to gun ownership, because I don't think that Paul should be able to give Peter a gun without like knowing what their criminal record was or anything like that. I think that's a good thing.
I agree.
I also think that corporations should not be allowed to own individual family housing, single family homes. That should not be allowed. That's part of what has
100%.
ruined our housing market. I also believe in
question.
doing a full reform of our immigration laws. So, for example, make it shorten the time that they have before they go to court, because as it stands right now, the average is like 7 or 8 years, and that's absolutely ridiculous. It also shouldn't cost $30,000 in order to do it. That's ridiculous for anybody to have to pay to become a United States. Definitely do away with all of the bullshit that Donald Trump added on top of that for immigrants, because that's ridiculous. I would say that we should have a turnaround time for the immigration should be hopefully 2 to 3 years, right? Hiring more judges, so expanding our immigration courts so they can start processing people faster. And change our asylum laws that everybody seems to have a big problem about, right? So make the credible fear hearing more stringent. And then we can lower the amount of false asylum claims that everybody likes to make so much stink about. Social programs for children. People don't really believe in universal health care, but I would most assuredly say that all health insurance should be covered for any individual up to the age of 18 at minimum. Free school lunches for all public schools.
Are you finished? I just wanted to make sure, because you kind of went out there.
Go ahead.
It was good. I actually, the first I 100% agree with you on the first two. Immigration, I think, is it is a very, very, very tough subject, because America is a very desirable country to live in. Whether the current condition of it, I think, is actually I think it's kind of turning people off from it. But still, even then, it's still very desirable to live here. And I think you have to you have to account for supply and demand, and the amount of people.
We have 30
it
million
would-
unoccupied homes in the United States of America. We could house everybody. The problem is that there's a good portion of those and that are held as vacation homes, right? So that's a problem. Also, corporations own a lot of family homes that they should most assuredly not, because again, that contributes to the housing problem. So fine, whatever you want to say
100%
about
agree with
immigration,
that.
I don't expect to be everybody's best friend when it comes to immigration. What about the rest of what I said?
Right. With rest of what you said, are like referring to what exactly? Which part of it exactly?
Health insurance should be covered for any individual up to the age of 18 at minimum. Free lunches for all students in public school.
So the only issue I would say with health insurance being covered for the individual up to 18, I mean, I would love it. I think it'd be great, but how exactly are we going to accomplish that?
Medicaid already exists that covers children. You just expand it. That's all.
Okay. Well, you can, I mean, that's all is a really great solution, but I think there may be a little bit more to it than that. And this is out of my, this is out of my realm of knowledge when it comes to, specific, specific practices, costs associated, things of that nature, because it's not really something that I've thought about, researched this, and by, I mean this specific issue. But I think in some
If we
ways it would be
simply
beneficial,
raise
but others it's
taxes
easier
on
said than done.
corporations by like 2%, especially after they received a 14% cut back in 2017 that started in 2018, raising it by 2% would effectively cover this. It would also incentivize people to have more kids, knowing that they're not going to have to worry about their health insurance costs for 18 years.
Couldn't something similar be accomplished by lowering the cost of health insurance?
Yeah, and how would you
Because
do
I'm not
that when
saying
we've
like,
made everything privatized? Like the reason why the ACA is so messed up as it is, well, the primary reason why is because the Republicans in Congress demanded that there be a private option that thrown in there.
for healthcare, you mean,
Yes.
or health insurance? Okay.
Yeah. Private
I mean,
companies
well,
get to set their rates because that's how it goes.
right. And I mean, me personally, I'm probably one of the biggest, I'm a fan of capitalism and all, but at the same time, it's definitely a flawed system because when you have things like privatized healthcare, I mean, it's just gotten out of hand in the pricing increases, the dictation of pricing
Oh,
being,
also, my
again,
other policy
completely
would
private.
be increasing the minimum wage to $17 an hour.
I think it should be, I mean, so, okay, let me just ask you, what do you base that off of?
What do I base that off of?
Yeah.
Listen, to be clear, $17 an hour is still below the poverty line in 99% of states. I think, to be clear, Oklahoma is the state that has the lowest amount that for cost of living. And that still averages out to about $18 an hour for what they would need to live there comfortably with a family of two with one income supporting the household. I think is like 38,000, which is $18
Sure.
an hour. So this 17 is just because they bulked at 15. They're certainly not going to agree with 20, which is where it should be. 17 seems at least marginally fair. Even a state like Florida, their current minimum wage right now is $14, increasing to 15 next year. Living wages.
So,
because as it stands right now,
right.
$7.25 is slave labor. It's not enough to live
Yeah,
on.
I mean, I was looking at, because, I was doing some research on minimum wage in certain states and areas. And I mean, when I saw that there were still a ton of states that were at $7.25, I was actually pretty shocked. But at the same time, I feel like, I think there are a lot of issues that prevent people who are still working minimum wage jobs from getting better paying jobs, because personally, when I think of a minimum wage job, I was working a minimum wage job when I was still living on, when I was still fully dependent on my parents, living under their roof, driving a car they bought me, you know, like all that. But you know, I've since moved on, and even at 23, I mean, like I'm far above minimum wage. I have no education, you know, so it's just, you know, and again, I think there are a lot of different issues that tie into why people who are, you know, well above the starting working age, you know, they're actually paying their own bills, are still working in minimum wage jobs. I think that's probably the main issue. I think minimum wage jobs are kind of meant for people, you know, people who don't really have to support themselves as of right now, not as a classification. Like, I don't believe that's the definition of a minimum wage job. I just think that's kind of where they're placed in our society. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's just somebody's assumption on how a minimum wage job works. There are
No,
absolutely jobs
so
that are meant
I,
to be like long-term jobs, because I'm so sorry. Like, it's literally impossible that some of the work that is required within the United States to actually get done, unless somebody is working that job. So unless you want a revolving door of a seat of $7.25 an hour, that's just going to end up costing more money with training and etc. These are not supposed to, like, the idea of them being starter jobs is already a falsehood, because somebody has to work that job in order for the United States to continue working on as it is. So that's not true.
well,
Cashiers
so
at a
again,
fucking grocery store are absolutely necessary right now, because we still have them. Stalkers at grocery stores are necessary. That's why we still have them. People that work at gas stations are still absolutely necessary. That's why we still have them. I don't really know of any state that actually only pays their fast food workers minimum wage anymore, so that's not a thing. Turnover, like, unless you want a revolving door of somebody working these jobs, there are plenty of them that are meant to be permanent.
so as I said earlier, and I don't know if you misunderstood, or I kind of said it improperly, but like, I mean, minimum wage jobs as they sit right now in terms of payment are like, I mean, that's a kid's kind of job, you know.
That's
Does
your
that make sense?
presumption.
Like,
Again, like that's just how you feel
well,
about
it's not
it.
my presumption. It's just like, I mean, you can't, as you said, you can't live on $7.25 an hour
Yeah, no one
working
can
a single
anywhere.
full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, anywhere in the States at least. But what I'm saying is, I mean, like, I don't consider myself to be the most, the most qualified, employee. I don't have a college education. Again, like, and I was able to land myself a pretty stout job. I think if there were less people applying to these jobs, there would have to be reform in the pay, you know. And I just, unfortunately, there's such a mass of them and such a mass of low-paying jobs that it's, these people still need to pay their bills no matter what. But I don't know, like, if I feel like a lot of people that are working minimum wage jobs aren't really looking for, something higher, something better. I mean, if I was in a minimum wage
bold
position at
assumption.
my age, knowing, I mean, well, just based off of myself personally, if I were, again, I'm expecting a child. If I were in a position where I were making what's considered to be a wage below the poverty line, then I would probably be looking for another job. I'd probably be applying every single day, praying
Cool.
somebody would take me.
Here's the
You
biggest
know?
thing that I see here. If somebody works a minimum wage job, and let's say they actually do work the full 40 hours, right? And it's a full-time job and they enjoy what they do, right? I think anybody should be able to find a job, enjoying what they do, enjoying going to work every day, because I don't know if you guys know this, but that is literally the way to keep employees there, right? Is help them enjoy it. It's not just about money, but if you help them and make sure that they enjoy their job, that is a huge one. Most people quit their employers, their bosses, not the job, right? So if you make it fun for someone to work there, I don't see why, like, any job, any singular job, even a starting job, should not be paying a livable wage to every single employee that is possible. I believe that it is not my point to be here on earth in order to work, like, to live to work. I only work because I have to live, right? I work to live. And I don't even think it should be that way. But 100% it
Can I
should
ask
not
what you
be
do outside of
live
this?
to work.
Sorry, I thought you were finished with your thought there. Can I ask what you do outside of this?
You
Is
can. I
that
decline to answer.
public?
I work a full-time job outside of this.
Okay, got it. Got it. Can I know the industry, or is that still private for you?
Accounting.
Okay, right on. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I still I'm right there with you. Like, I believe the minimum wage should be higher. When I looked at it, I was pretty appalled, because I looked at it recently and I just saw how low, because I live in a high minimum wage state. I live in Virginia, and obviously it's a little bit easier to get a decent paying job here. I mean, I think there are a lot of lower paying positions even where I work, where I mean, the people on the job are I mean, they're barely qualified to do such a low wage job, but even then it's still pretty decent. So I think I've been, by the area, I've been fairly, kind of brainwashed with how easy it is to make money. It's also a super expensive area. But yeah, I think for sure the minimum wage should be higher, but that's it's an issue on a lot of different fronts. But a really big one is, corporations that lobby lawmakers are lining their pockets with what is missing and what could be of wages and salaries of those who are underpaid.
Cool. Yet you vote for
That's my
somebody
opinion.
that cut the corporate tax rate by 14%. So went down from 35 to 21%. And what we did not see was there's a word for this. We didn't see a sufficient increase in wages as a result of cutting the corporate tax rate, which Donald Trump basically promised the American people we would see. The raises were negligible at best. So even when we cut their corporate taxes, we give them a benefit, like an incentive to continue to pay them more money, they don't do it because it doesn't trickle down. You're talking about trickle down economics, and it doesn't work. It hasn't worked since Ronald Reagan started it. It's never trickled down. What they did instead with their money is they reinvested it, they purchased their own stocks, they put it back into their own company, and then gave themselves, the CEOs, fat corporate bonuses. I'm not
Right.
saying all of them, but the majority of them. Stocks buyback.
Oh, of course.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
correct.
work. So we can't expect any company to increase their wage just because we give them a break or we give them an incentive to do so. They don't. That's the problem.
So, I mean, yeah, so it needs to be written into the law, I guess is what you're getting at there.
No, that's not what I'm putting out there. I'm just saying increase the minimum wage to $17 an hour. And again, that's still not a livable wage.
Well, I mean, that has to be written in.
Yeah, that
But, I mean, yeah, I
specifically.
completely agree with you. Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
dictate
correct.
what
That's what
private
I was.
companies do in this country.
No,
Fortunately,
of
that
course.
goes
Yeah,
against
no,
how
no.
it
That's what
works.
I was.
So.
Yeah, no, I was. Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Specifically, writing in minimum wage increases to law. Yeah, I believe it. I believe that. I think that's a great point. I think originally when I had started watching your stream, I was a bit frustrated about the I was just a bit frustrated about kind of how people were being treated, or at least how it appeared they're being treated. But I didn't see that until I actually joined. I mean, you seem very nice, but
Yeah, I just match
they
energy. They don't tend to like that. So if they come in hot and heavy, or
yeah,
they say crazy stuff, or they want to continue to interrupt me, then I just do the same thing to them, and
You're
it's just kind of how it
awesome.
works.
yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully our conversation has changed that up a bit. I hope people have. I haven't even been reading the chat here. What have people been?
Oh, somebody just
Have
said I
people been
appreciate the
funny?
respectful dialogue. So
That's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's all it
Somebody
is.
said
Like, if
end the
you
call.
don't come in here hot, heavy, crazy, passive aggressive, you stay level headed, I might roast you on a few things. Like, again, I'm still questioning why $1,000 or the cost of certain prescriptions lowering, which I assume you don't have any of them, because you didn't know an exact name of anything outside of what I said. And that's fine. I'm not saying anything bad about that, negatively about that.
Sure.
So something that doesn't benefit you, which is fine, but and then something that directly benefits your child somehow outweighs, or your future child somehow outweighs all of the bad things that Donald Trump is actively doing. So, like, I can say, I support certain parts or certain aspects within the big, beautiful bill. Like, certain ones I certainly can support, but that doesn't mean in any way, shape, or form that I support Donald Trump himself or the actions that he's taken. I think that none of it outweighs what's actually happening. Like, for example, the inhumane treatment that's going on, that I didn't bring up, that ICE is doing with their deportation attempts and their apprehensions. Inhumane treatment. The majority of the bill that just gutted health insurance for normal people. The Republicans in Congress that won't negotiate the ACA subsidies, and Trump, like, going in and doing other silly stuff about it. Like, it's just, there are so many things that Trump has done wrong or that negatively impacts individuals that I can never imagine saying that I support him just because if I had a kid tomorrow, I would have $1,000 going into an investment account.
And again, I mean, that's not my only reason. Like, I do have other reasons.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm
I mean,
not
the
saying
crime
that's your
crackdown in
only
DC. Like, I mean, I have
reason.
just a bunch of different things. But like, at the same time, I just, like, there's things that are. I mean, obviously, it's not a perfect system. He's not a perfect person, and ultimately, yeah, for the most part, I still definitely support what he's doing. However, like, I mean, there are things that I don't support at the end of the day. Like, I'm not. He doesn't have 100% of my backing. I don't think any candidate in history has, or not candidate, but any president in history has. But I believe in supporting the president. Like, I'm definitely conservative leaning, but I've supported a majority of our presidents, because I think of myself as a patriot. I like to support the boss. You know what I'm saying? So
I will say, like, you don't have to. That's the biggest thing that I think anyone should take away. Well, not the biggest thing, but that's one important thing that I think we can take away from Teddy Roosevelt. He was very clear, very adamant that criticize me. He wanted to see criticism. He wanted to be criticized. He wanted to be called out for anything that he was doing wrong. Come at me with it, is what he wanted, right? Donald Trump is so fragile that he cries on True Social for days when someone criticizes him. He's crying on True Social, right? 21 days later about a video that was put out 3 weeks ago, still today, that I was bringing up with you, where he called for the death of 6 members of Congress, right? He doesn't like any form of criticism to come his way. But it's actually according to Teddy Roosevelt, it is considered to be the most unpatriotic thing someone can do, to just blindly follow or blindly support the president of the United States or never question them on or call them out when they have done something wrong. He, in fact, used the word servile in his quote that he gave, in his speech that he gave in Kansas City, Missouri in 1918, right? That's why, like, I get on here and I do this because I think it's important to call out the actions of the leader of the free world who's not making it very free to live in. And I think that the term that was given to him a couple months ago, well, more like 6 months ago, of saying taco, Trump always chickens out, is proven time and time again when he recently lowered the or did away with tariffs on everyday products that Americans use because he finally was getting around to the point of acknowledging
You're awesome.
that tariffs cause an increase in prices. Because he was suffering backlash, he tacoed again.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm pretty much with you there. Like, I'm not again, like I have definitely a lot of, like, I'm going to have grievance with whatever president we have, but ultimately the reason that I voted for him is purely because, like, I felt like I was, and, a lot of it was media as well, but I felt like I was put in a position where I was like, okay, well, I definitely have to choose one of these two. Otherwise, I feel like one of them, like my, my way of life is going to change completely. And I had decided that based on the views, the policy promises, all of that, I was going to, Trump was the best option. And then in addition to that, like obviously I'm still going to have faith because we've got 3 years left. And well, a little over 3 years left. And
did you support his policy? Did you read Agenda 47?
I kind of skimmed through it, to be totally honest with you.
Okay.
So,
Page
yeah.
16.2.
Sure.
Right? And I'm saying this from memory. Right? That he wanted the American military to be the most lethal deadly force in the entire world. Also added to it that specifically to get, quote, all of the left-wing Democrats out of the military as soon as possible. Democratic voters, registered voters, make up 32% of our military armed forces. Registered voters.
Right.
So that's a policy on an agenda that you voted for, was somehow cutting 32% of our armed military forces, which is supposed to be apolitical. They can register however they want in their state, but when you walk onto base, just walk on, you step foot, you put a tire, any part of your physical being, any part of your car goes onto base, politics are done, right? That's how it's supposed to work for the military. They are supposed to be an apolitical body. And yet Donald Trump is violating that every single time. He goes and speaks in front of our armed military members, speaks in front of the generals, the leaders, and says right-wing talking points, calling the Democrats woke, calling them far leftist lunatics in front of our military members and making it a political rally at an apolitical event. He is poisoning everything that we have currently known to be a part of the United States. How everything has been for a long time. And I just still can't see how anything that you believe in somehow outweighs that. Just because he's president of the United States, that does not owe your, like, you don't owe him your support or your, like, undying loyalty.
I mean, and he doesn't have it, but at the same time, like, again, like I'd still do support, I still do support him because he's our president and because, that's like, I think that's,
Did you support Joe
to me,
Biden?
yeah, absolutely. I didn't support everything he did. I really didn't support much that he did, but I still supported him as a president.
Okay, so that's what I was
think
saying earlier. You can support the office of the president without supporting the person that sits in there making the decisions. Calling them out on their bullshit is also considered supporting them in a way, like supporting the office because you want the United States to thrive and you want them to do well. But it doesn't really sound like you
Right.
support much of what he does, which is why, like, I don't care. It's been over a year since the election, right? I don't care why any individual here still, like, why they voted for him. Unless they can't come up with a good reason for why they still support him, and then I might question, so then why did you vote for him? Because he hasn't upheld a lot of his campaign promises. But the office of the president, whoever sits there, they work for the people. We don't work for them, but he's treating it like the United States citizens are his employees, which is not right. And he's literally destroying the way that our system has worked for a long time just by being there and what he's doing. And I will say that I think it's funny and I'm not saying this to you, so to be clear, this is not to you, but for any individual that wants to cry and be like, I voted for the president that's representing the law, how fucking two-faced are you when you stand up and support, and people have done this with me, blatantly support Donald Trump saying that members of Congress reminding enlisted active duty military members of the United States Armed Forces that they swore an oath to the Constitution, not an oath to the president, and that they should not ever, and they cannot obey unlawful orders are fucking ridiculous to say that they voted for a person of the law because it's literally breaking the law. Unlawful, it requires breaking the law. Like what Pete Hegseth did when it comes to striking boats outside of Venezuela, that Caroline Leavitt admitted on national television that he issued the order to kill everybody that was on that boat, including the 2 survivors hanging on to the wreckage, which is literally a crime of war. Literally an international law violation. Anybody that was complicit in receiving that order could literally be charged with murder by the UCMJ. And not only that, but now any active duty military member that hears Caroline Leavitt acknowledge that they issued an unlawful order, that hears that SecDef down could be charged with murder or an international war crime, is going to question being able to act out any order that they are given for the rest of their time in the military, which means that they are slow to respond. They are going to question every single thing. And that could lead to that is going to lead to a weakening in our United States Armed Forces and our military. Because these are the consequences when you don't follow, or when you follow unlawful orders, which is why I asked you about the Nuremberg trials. So the Nuremberg trials are what happened after World War II ended.
World
where
War II,
they,
yeah.
where they were still
just
putting
following
people
orders,
on
yeah.
trial, specifically the people that served with the Gestapo, we can call them that, and that were like, well, I was just following orders. It's not an excuse. It's literally a war crime. It's actually even against the Department of Defense, the Department of War's Law of War manual, code of conduct. It's literally against that. the specific action that was taken into that second strike on the boat where people were hanging on the debris, that specific action is actually laid out as not allowed in that code of ethics, in that manual of the law of war. So I don't ever support somebody that actively continues to violate the law, the Articles and Amendments of the United States Constitution. There is nothing that he can do that's going to earn my support. There are little things that I would be like, yeah, good job, which I can do, right? Sure, $1,000 invest and put into an investment account. That's great. Great start. The no tax on tips policy, which is really just a tax credit, is a good start. The no tax on overtime, which again is just a tax credit, is a good start. That's all I can say about those things, is that they are a good start. And that's it, because I don't support him.
Got it. Well, I have to roll out.
No problem, man.
Because I just looked down and I realized we've been on for 52 minutes.
Holy
which is crazy.
yeah,
but
we
thank
have.
you so much for taking my call.
No problem,
I
man.
really
I hope you have
appreciate
a
it. It was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Before getting on the phone with you, I had I really had a preconceived opinion of you that I wouldn't even want to share now, because you've earned a lot more of my respect, a ton of my respect. Truly, you actually have some really strong points. You offered great food for thought, and I couldn't be more appreciative. It's really you run a pretty good operation here.
Yeah, no problem, man. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your night, and good luck to you and your wife.
Thank you, much appreciated. I may call in another time. I don't know. Maybe if I got to educate myself a little bit about after this one. I feel like I've I didn't deliver on my own expectations. I just got to educate myself some more.
And you know what? I tell everybody it's good to learn something new every day. And it's important to educate yourself on whatever you got to do.
Appreciate it. I'll do some more research, and hopefully we can pick up this conversation another time.
All right, man. Well, you have a good night.
You too. Thanks much.
Thank you. I have some things to go through here. Sorry about all the delay. Bishop, I know you made a comment about Ted Bundy. I don't think you're still here. Oh goodness, there's so much to go back through. I'm so sorry. Ted Bundy would not have won the presidency, considering how many white women he killed. Listen, so the idea would be that nobody would know he killed anybody when he was elected president, right? Ted Bundy would have at least won a few states if he ran in '88, and he would have won a few if he ran as a Republican. Thank you for the jewels. Has he considered Obamacare? I don't know. I could have asked him that. Sorry about that. That caller is not very grabby by the bootstrappy. And I mean, that's okay. Could always ask if the caller would support Kanye West as president. He technically ran for the office. If caller says yes, they clearly are speaking in bad faith. Okay, I'll ask. Would we support Ye West for president, guys? Hasn't heard what Trump said about seditious behavior from senators and already trying to defend Trump. Oh, I lost all respect for the caller. Yeah, I feel that sometimes. He's trying to find a gotcha by implying you are anything beyond center, right to left. Yeah. There are some things that I definitely support that are more left-leaning, and I can totally acknowledge that, but hey. Also, guys, I heard a great thing today, that maybe we should make it a law that requires full transparency on anyone in political office on their medical condition. Especially for the president. That would have been useful under the last administration for sure. Thank you, Tyler, for all of the jewels. I appreciate that. I adore it. I love it when you get a decent caller and all those people in the chat screaming how rude you are. Yeah, they do, right? That's Doris. That's completely correct. Anytime I get someone decent and I can have a decent conversation, it's like, oh wait, maybe you're not rude. I'm not. I match energy and they never like it. They never like the matching of energy. Well, thank you, Republican voter. I appreciate the respectful dialogue. Again, I match energy. Patsy, thank you so much for the $9.99. I appreciate that. Oh, 334. I need to add that to my repertoire of questions, so I appreciate that. Thank you again, Tyler, for the jewels. I'm going to go ahead and end for the night. I'm a little bit over because that was a long conversation. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. If you haven't already hit that follow button over on all of the apps, hit that now. If you haven't hit subscribe, subscribing is free. Is over on YouTube. I'll be back tomorrow, same time as usual. You guys have a great rest of your night and try not to do anything I wouldn't do. I don't know what that is.